Hello and welcome back to Plans with Elle. This channel is all about my family, which is a family of 3, and our journey to get ourselves out of debt and aiming towards some saving goals. We want to have more experiences as a family is pretty much the aim. So if that's something you're interested in, please do stick around. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my credit card, and I now have to add the word debt onto the end of it because things have changed recently. So if you haven't been on this channel before, I did do a debt confession video. I believe it was my 3rd video. It was a few weeks ago. And in that video, I was talking about a personal loan that I've taken out. We took out an £8,000 personal loan. This is myself and my partner. It was in my name, and it consolidated some car debt, some other debts that were accrued on a credit card, and it helped towards some of the maternity leave. And that really was the only debt. I talked a little bit in there about what we've been referring to as our household debt. That is actually from money from the sale of my house. So I sold my house, had some money, bought this new house with my partner, and we have been, with that money, doing things up with this house. It started to get a bit too scary for me, spending all of that money, so we agreed we'll treat it like a loan. So from here on out, I'm referring to it as the Bank of Plans with Elle, because that's in effect what it is. So those are kind of my debts. So they total around 11,000. I kind of more focus on the 6,400 personal loan. That is a debt. The other one is more going to end up being a sinking fund. However, things have changed recently. So if you've seen my last video, which was a check-in and a cash stuffing, which, just got to say, that took me hours to upload, by the way. I'm filming this so much later in the day. But anyway, if you'd watched that video, you would have seen me talking about how I've just had a really spendy week. This week, week 3 of October, it's not gone to plan. And I'm a spender by nature, and I've realised how much I need to do in order to progress. And thank goodness I've started this journey when I did. It's holding me accountable. Had I not started this journey, I may have just brushed this off, carried on spending as I was, and not really learning a lesson from it. So thank goodness I'm here. Thank goodness I'm holding myself accountable. I've got some help with this wonderful budgeting community to hold me accountable too. So let's explain a little bit about what's going on. I don't have all the details of what all of the debts are, but I know it's things like I've spent money over the last month or so on some books, on clothes off Vinted for myself and for my little one. I've spent it on some food, takeaways, things like that. I'm sure a McDonald's at some point over the last couple of months has come off on there. Some other clothes not from Vinted for my little one as well, some boots and things like that. Something for my partner as well. He needed some sports equipment, some fitness equipment, so we used the credit card for that. And I haven't been able to excuse my credit card use as good because I'm the kind of person that pays it off every month, and I do. I will sometimes say get fuel in the car, pay £50 to get fuel, and then put that money in that day. So I do always pay it off in full on time. However, I'm not using it wisely. I don't always have the money available. I'm sometimes using money that should have been for something else, or I'm using now what is the Bank of Plans with Elle, and that's where it's getting really uncomfortable with me, and it's not okay. I can't keep using the excuse of, oh, it's got a pay for rewards scheme with it, so I'm getting money back. No, I've spent a lot on my credit card lately, and I've used sinking funds for this, but £400 I think was the MOT advisories, and I used my credit card for that. I've sorted things to do with a house that's been £900, £300, £200, all those kind of price ranges. And over the last few months, I've probably accumulated £20 in the rewards. it's not a reward, is it? It really isn't. So it's not a good enough excuse anyway to keep a credit card. And then the other reason why I would have argued, oh, I need to keep a credit card, is because if you're making big purchases over £100, you're protected. But I believe, unless I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, you're protected with a debit card anyway. So it's helped me come to the realisation that credit cards just aren't good for me. And I should have listened to Dave Ramsey all those years ago in the first place. What's really spurred on this, actually, I just want to mention Sadia from Sadia's Finances. She was having a conversation in her last couple of videos. The first one was talking about how she wanted to cut down on credit card usage. And then I think she dropped down. I think in the next video she said she managed to do it without it for 14 days. And that made me think, oh, how would I feel about not having my credit card for 14 days? And it made me feel quite nervous. And that's not a place where I want to be. So I now have a credit card debt plan, and I'm calling it debt now because it's made it to debt status. So let's sort of move this calculator down as we go. I didn't want it all up at once because it might have been too word heavy. So hopefully you can see that. Yes, you can. So this is pretty much an estimate, but totals all the things over the last couple of months. It goes to around about £500 that is currently credit card debt. That is going to now come from the Bank of Plans with Elle. So rather than work it into the budget for next month or anything, I'm just going to take the money that I have sitting in my Bank of Plans with Elle, and I'm just going to move it over. And that's painful. And I'm glad it's painful because there's a lesson in that. Then my new BOPWL, maybe I'll call it something else later, total. So the total outstanding that I need to pay towards that is about £5,000. So I think in my last video it was about 3,500. There have been a few things that have happened since then. The MOT advisories, home insurance, things that I hadn't had a sinking fund for yet. And then including now this 500, it totals 5,000. So as you're aware from a cash stuffing, if you watched my last video, I'm £410 into that. So quite a way to go to get there. So how do I plan to create positive spending habits? And a little, you can do it, yay, trying to cheer myself on here. So these are the steps I'm going to take. Please, if you can think of anything else, pop it in the comments, let me know, and I can refresh, add to this list, do something to make it work. But yes, I've come up with a list of things that I need to do in order to get my spending in order, and I'm hoping that I've made this video, I will hold myself accountable to this. Plus it's a checklist, so I get to tick things off as I do it. So the first thing is I need to be cutting up the credit card. I need to remove it from Apple Pay because that's another place where I use it and I don't want to use it anymore. I'm just going to see if I can find something else just as a marker. Let's use the back of this. There we go. So I'm going to remove it from Apple Pay so that I can no longer just get an Uber Eats on there. I'm going to remove it from PayPal because it's also my preferred payment on PayPal. That's no good. I'm going to remove it from Vinted. I mentioned in my last video that's my downfall at the moment. I love shopping on Vinted. So I need to remove the credit card from Vinted. It doesn't mean I can't shop on Vinted anymore, but at least now if I'm using my debit card, I know I have to have the cash in my envelope to put back into the bank in order to pay for it because there's going to be no other way of paying for it. I need to remove the card from Amazon. I need to use my Bank of Plans with Elle to pay off the remaining amount. So the balance at the moment is around 300 odd. I've already moved some of the money in already. I do this. Like I said before, I can make things complicated. So I need to make sure I've paid off the remaining amount that's on there. Probably I should have put this one first. I need to return some items. So some shoes that I bought for little one, they need to go back so that money can go back onto the card. I bought 2 sizes of some shoes and then the other shoes I'm not happy with. So the quality that is. So I'm going to return those. So that's going to help. Then I need to pay off the remaining balance and then cancel that card, girl. Bye-bye. It needs to go. I need to completely withdraw the temptation. So once I've removed it from all of those places, cut it up, return the items to get the money back, put the money on the remaining amount, I need to just cancel it. I need to get in touch with my bank and say, I no longer want this because it is not serving me. It is in control of me. The calendar spread check-ins. So that's what I've got at the moment, hiding underneath my lovely little book here. So I'll just show it for a moment. And I'll probably bring that back in later. So this is a little download that I have. I'm using this to sort of weigh it down because it kind of rolled up a little bit. From, if I can bring this up so you can see it, hopefully. I hope you can see that, papertraildesign.com. So it was just a free download, and I've just blown it up onto A3 paper. I do have a budget planner, but I don't want to use it until January. And I've realised my check-ins, the way I'm doing them, which at the moment, if I can find the page, I think it's on the last page from where I'm at. Yes, this is kind of what my check-ins look like right now. And it's all well and good. I can see how much money I went in, how much I spent, what's left over, but it's not detailed enough. And what I like from lots of the check-ins I see of other cash stuffers on YouTube with the calendars, the monthly calendars, it's detailed. I did grocery shopping on Tuesday the 18th. I spent this amount. I then got fuel on the same day. Wednesday was a no-spend day. Here I spent money on family fun or days out or date night. And it's a lot more detailed. I can be a lot more specific. I can write it up every day and be on track and focused. So I am going to be using from now on this spread. So from today, and I say today, really from tomorrow now. Today's Saturday when I'm filming this, but it'll hopefully be up later in the week. But from my today, I will start using this tracker so that I can start to hold myself accountable for my spending. So I'm hoping to be filling this out, and then for my next check-in using this. I've already been prepared and organised, so I've got October here, I've also printed off November ready, and I've also printed off December. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm hoping to start my book, budget book, in the new year. It's the Carpe Diem Budget with Kerry has it. And I know she did a fantastic video recently where she did a walkthrough, and Budgets and Dreams also, Jen, she has it as well. So they both, their channels and videos inspired me to get hold of that a while ago. But like I say, I just had it sat down because I'm like, oh, I want to start it in January. So this, I'm hoping, is a positive thing, because all the other bits feel quite a little bit negative. I've got to cancel this, remove that, whereas this is I get to do this. This feels like something I get to add into a routine so that it feels good. So expect for my next check-in to see these filled out here with what I've been spending and no spends, and I can talk through that, and I'm hoping that's going to just be that extra boost in terms of holding me accountable so that I don't overspend again. And that's it for this video. I'm hoping it's a fairly short-ish one, or pretty much probably average for me. I'm looking forward to ticking these things off here, and I will try to make sure I either film it as a short or I will do it in my weekly check-ins or weekly cash stuffings that you get to see along the way. Please let me know if there's anything else that you recommend that I should add to this list that will help keep me accountable, that will help make sure that I get this all paid off, paid down, and keeping on track for the goals. And as I mentioned earlier, we're family free, and the goal is to use our money for experiences. If I keep shopping in these kind of places, those experiences aren't going to happen. I'm just going to have a glorious wardrobe. And as lovely as that sounds, it's not as lovely as where I could be taking my little one and the memories that we can be creating. So that's it for this video. As I say, please do comment. Let me know any other recommendations and ideas. I'd love to be able to add more things that could help. And that's it. That's it for this one. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for all of the support so far. I say it in every video so far, but I really do appreciate this community and the kindness and the support that I've received, but also that I just see on other people's channels as well in the comments. This is a lovely place to be. So I hope you have a good day or night. Take care. Bye.